Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás mi amor Alicia? Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we are playing Nancy Drew the Shattered Medallion Pre-Order Edition! I am super excited, because today we actually get to learn, or actually you get to learn, why I love this game so much. I gotta tell ya, it's gonna actually take a while. I don't know if you're gonna be learning it at the end of the video or throughout the video. I'm not entirely positive. It solely depends on how often we visit George. I will tell you what I mean by that. First off, let me tell you the difference between Pre-Order Edition and the regular game. Now, the only way you can get the collector's edition of Nancy Drew is to get the pre-orders, but I do know for a fact that the new game, Midnight in Salem, it will not have a bonus edition, which means that Nancy will not have a cell phone in that game. That's a bummer. But in this game, she does have somewhat of a cell phone. She is on a reality TV show, and if you don't know, pretty much every single reality TV show out there, you're not allowed to have any electronic devices that'll connect you to the outside world. They want you closed in, sheltered, basically so that you can learn what it's like to be closed off. I'll learn from experience of what it's like to be with just random strangers and stuff like that. That's kind of what's happening here in the game, actually. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. Let me get back to the differences between Collector's Edition and the regular game. So on the cell phone, there's phone charms, there's mini games, and oftentimes, but not always, you get random texts from a person that you're familiar with, and it's usually Ned Nickerson, which is Nancy's boyfriend, or as I like to call, romantic friend. It's a pet peeve of mine because of the book series, but hey. And I think that is about it when it comes to the differences. I do know that with the phone charms, you actually get an achievement out of it in the awards room, which is pretty cool. I do know what the mini games are on the cell phone. I'm going to tell you that right now, just so that I don't have to show you in the game, because that's kind of a bit time consuming. So there are exactly 8 mini games on the cell phone that you can check out, play yourself, and they're all from previous Nancy Drew games. So there's Double Take, which is from Warnings of Beverly Academy. There's Rhinograms, which is a real game outside the Nancy Drew universe. Rhinograms was used in Trail of the Twister as well as Shadow at the Water's Edge. Then there's Land Rush, that was also in Trail of the Twister. There's Wires, that was used in Alibi and Ashes. There's Escape, which was Captive Curse. There's Aggregation, which was used in Deadly Device. And then there's Color Block, that was used in Deadly Device as well as Captive Curse. I think it might have been used in a couple of other Nancy Drew games, but I'm not positive. If you know what other games they've been used in the Nancy Drew universe, comment down below, that would be awesome. And the last but not least, the 8th game is called Penal, and that is actually from the previous game, Silent Spy. Okay, so let me actually show you a couple of things before we get into the game. So on the extras, there's an awards room, and this is where her interactive gets pretty creative. I love it because it's always something different with the trophies. Here is the phone charms achievement. I love the trophy that they make for it because it's always something different. It's usually themed on what is going on in the game. And since Shattered Medallion is set in New Zealand on a reality TV show, I think this might be a kayak. I could be wrong, and you will find out why it's a kayak. And there are actually 2 features that are new to this particular interface of Nancy Drew game. It was actually added in Ghost of Thornton Hall. I think it was number 28. Yeah, I think it was 28. So Spoiler Free actually is part of one of those features. Spoiler Free is connected to the hint system, and I will point that out once we're in the game. And the second new feature, I will actually show you. There's actually bonus art. There's no bloopers or outtakes this time. The second new feature is the Fast Convo, and I will turn that on so that I can briefly show you what that is. And there are 2 more things that I want to point out. Actually, 3 more things. When you start a new game, you have 2 options, 2 detective levels that you can choose from, Amateur and Master. Amateur, you get regular puzzles, hints available, detailed task lists. Whereas Master, you get more challenging, no hints, basic task list, and in my opinion, basic task list is no task list whatsoever, and I know this from experience. And I gotta mention, if you are playing the first 5 games, I do know that some of those games in the first 5 actually have 1 or 2 extra detective levels, and there's really not that much of a difference between puzzles. Granted, there may be a couple of really difficult ones, but again, they're not very different. I don't know why they did that. And now, the second thing, I do want to remind you, this game is a reality TV show. It is purely fiction. It is not based on an actual reality TV show. Please do not do anything that they've done. Granted, there are actual activities like this out in the real world. If you are going to attempt them, please do it safely and with a parent or guardian with you, just because, well, you'll find out there are dangers to every single activity that's in this game. Just like what happened in the previous video, actually. And last but not least, if anything in this video does not look familiar, please check the links in the description box below. There's the previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because it will have everything that I've done so far with Nancy Drew the Shattered Medallion. And oh my gosh, let's just go ahead and get into the game, because seriously. Alright, so before we get in here actually, because we do have a security key, we have to unlock this. But I do have one thing that I need to show you. Which I am going to do on a different profile. So the task list here has a hint system right next to it. See these question marks? They're basically hints. There's this where you can actually click on the hint, and it actually has like another one underneath, and it's like a little loading bar. There are going to be quite a few hints that are like that, and it goes on until there's like a red box and it says, I need a solution. There will be hints like that. And there will be other times where it's just like that. There's no extra hints. Sometimes those are really vague and you're like, what? But it's better if you play the game a little more, and then it'll help you realize what that hint meant. It's a bit of, play on play of hints and vice versa. Of course, using these hints will ruin the achievement of spoiler free, and which is why I showed you this on a different profile, because I want to get this spoiler-free achievement. I actually managed to get that achievement on Silent Spy, oddly enough, because I thought I ruined it. And this puzzle here.
There must be a way to block the camera's sight lines.
Oi, these are, I admit, these yellow things are actual cameras. And these we have to use as blocks. I kind of remember where it all goes. There we go. And there are 3 zones, so you gotta do this 3 times, and it gets a little difficult each time. So this one, actually it's the third one. This one and the third one I always have difficult time with, so there is a chance that I might actually just skip to the solution for you all. Of course, sometimes I'm just freaking lucky. Oh, right, I gotta get... Yeah, I kind of remember now. But there we go. That works. And this. That piece. There's nothing connected to it. There we go. Yeah! Woohoo! Oh, I completely forgot. Sorry. At the beginning of each video, I try to go through the task list to figure out what we've done so far. So let's go ahead and see what we've done.
Did that. Check. Check. Can't check that off yet. Check.
Alright. And We are not going to click these two because these are just, this one is what we just completed, I believe. And the Crusade, explore the Crusade camp, that is a task that we just accepted. Let's actually explore before we visit George. That looks like the health station. Ooh. Producer. Sunny's tent. Alien. Beep, 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 beep. There's the show rules. S.P.I.E.D! Jamila! We have her phone number! Yes! Sunny, you're mad if you go through with your plan. Here's a mock-up of your new pamphlet. You are aware it makes no sense, yeah? Please call me. So, Jamila is actually someone we met in Tomb of the Lost Queen. Now, I've yet to finish that game. I have actually talked to Gabriel Wolf. He does want to finish it. We just need to freaking schedule a time. I did tell him that I wanted to do it next year because this year, like I told you all, I am solely focusing on getting all these Nancy Drew games caught up so that I can do the Midnight in Salem play blind. Although I'm really nervous that I might not be able to play Midnight in Salem. I saw the PC requirements for it, and I think my PC might be too old. So I'm actually not going to go through this just yet. What is this? Sunny, our math was wrong. The window isn't 5 years from now, it's now. I'm looking for the gear works. You must go to New Zealand today. Gather the chosen and find the artifacts. Take my notes, learn what you can. I have lied to you more than I have told you the truth. Later I will tell you why, but for now I can only apologize. Let's talk space, my boy. We Junes belong to a special organization called the Anunnaki. Yes, we actually learned about the Anunnaki in Tomb of the Lost Queen. It's a name that many people associate with an alien race, due in large part to a disinformation campaign we've carried out. It is very difficult to talk about aliens without sounding like a fool. Pretty much. I formed S.P.I.E.D for that very purpose, to make ourselves seem silly and harmless. In truth, we keep a secret so great it must be hidden in plain sight to confuse anyone following our movements. Oi! Our mission, to keep the world from exploding.
So Jin is Sunny's grandfather. Is this why Sunny's here?
Why do you read ahead? Let me finish. The testers have given us guidance at each step of our development. They taught us to make tools. They taught us to build. They sent one of their own to teach us how to unwind the atom, and that is where we remain. They need us to prove that we deserve our next lesson. To make that happen, we must survive the mounting dangers of our world long enough to assemble the artifacts and send the beacon. I'm following one lead in the Nordic countries. I need you to follow another in New Zealand. Nordic? Dude, that's game number 32. I've left instructions hidden in our own way to the reputed locations of the artifacts. Find them before it's too late. These are memories I meant to share with you in person, but now there isn't time. The day will come when I will tell you the full tale of the Anunnaki. For now, I can only show you fragments, reflections. Salvage what you can of the comics. Study them. Tease out the truth and pursue it. Use force if you must. Your grandfather, Jin Su Sung. Huh. Well, I can kind of see why the last name is June. But that is insane. Oh, hey. A locked chest.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what's inside of this.
Obviously. What is this?
What's this? Interesting.
Ooh, this is our first comic. We're going to be collecting a bunch of these. The Tales of the Tales of Laika and Sunny June. You worry too much. It could be safe? Ooh, someone's cutting the rope. What is it, Laika? Oh, waffles. Ah! Wait a minute. His grandpa predicted the bridge being cut? Wait, what? Oh. Hi, Sunny. I think he saw us. Do you think he saw us? Alright, let's just say hi to George. Hi.
I need to ask Sunny about the clues you've been finding.
Sure, why?
Well, he keeps asking about my sleuth friend and what she's up to.
Heh.
It's like he's been getting impatient.
So, do you see these arrows? This is actually part of the fast combo feature that I was talking about earlier. What happens is that when it lights up bright yellow like it did, you can actually skip the dialogue of either the person you're talking to or Nancy. And in that case, I mean, usually it's just for when you want to speed run through the game and skip the story, or if you're just bored and you want to focus on the gaming rather than the story. It's pretty much skipping the story, is what I'm saying. But right now, we're not going to do that just because we are focusing on the story. I'm going to turn it off because I know I can goof off and mess up quite a bit. So, ooh.
I think I need your help researching. Can you do that?
Nancy! I'm scandalized. It could get us kicked off the show.
I'm not looking to cheat.
But you want the goods on everyone who's here.
Yep.
I know. I started. Check my tablet for updates. I have a hard time staying...
George. And there's her tablet. Let's look at the TV. Because, oh my gosh, look at all these commentaries. Let's focus on the older ones. The later ones.
I'm 86 years young, and I'm just tickled to be on the show. Now, is this gonna be on streaming? My grandson loves streaming. Granddad, he says, I don't have time for commercials. I love to stream things. And I love my very long skateboard.
My name is Olivia. I'm a former personal chef. I quit my job to come here. It was a
Oh
risk,
boy.
but I'm very confident we'll win.
Oh boy. Why'd you do that?
Look, I can't be popping in here. I need to be on my game, so let's just bang these out. I'm gonna run and gun here and start tape. You're already rolling? Then let's go. Alright, slate, betrayal, generic male. I can't believe he threw me under the bus. Slate, betrayal, generic female. I can't believe she threw me under the bus. Alright, slate, betrayal, pending, my own. Look up. Those aren't stars. That's bus. I put you there. Alright, slate, confidence, general. I own it, everything. Slate, devastated. I can't even talk.
Dude, I want to say that's Josh Crandall, but it's not. It doesn't sound like him.
What do I do?
This is where you share your darkest secrets.
Oh, confessional booth. Okay. I stole some food from the craft table.
Generally, people talk about other contestants.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk about the other people.
That's it.
What? My name is Patrick. This is the confession booth. I used to be a pro rugby player for New Zealand. This is my first time on reality television. Not my first time in reality, or my first time on television.
You seem pretty driven to win.
I've won a lot of things. This couldn't hurt. You want me to talk about the waterfall? Yeah, we were there. She didn't want me to talk about it. I think she still doesn't.
He's motivated and built as solid as the rocks in the box that is likely referenced when describing his smarts.
Ouch. Ouch, man, that's deep. Although it's kind of true. I gotta admit, I really like Patrick. And I really like Lena.
You seem a little overqualified to be here.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that bridge. Leave it be. That poor girl got hurt, but not my fault. I was supposed to be there for the contest.
True.
You don't seem that upset about losing your teammate. Isn't that a touch suspicious?
I'm not saying I cut the bridge, but if I did, wouldn't that be something now?
What? I got my eyes on you, Kiri.
There's more than a competition here, but still, I'd like to win. Did you notice that Sunny's only focusing on some of the teams?
George, I love you.
We've noticed a lack of any special skills in your application.
I have skills.
Could you list those skills?
That's not something I have to do often.
Bess, I love you. Poor thing. Okay, so let's look at her notes. I want to look... Okay. I want to read these, but we're pretty much at the end of the video. But it doesn't look like it's the information is on there. I guess it's going to be in the next video, which is a real shame. But there is one thing I do want to do before we head out. Actually, two things, because I do want to talk to Lena. Actually, let's talk to Lena first. I want Bess to be our last conversation.
I saw you in the out-of-bounds area.
Are you sure?
What's the game? What are you after?
Just visiting George.
That might be true, so I'll let it slide for now. If you do me a favor.
What's that?
Ask Sunny if this means anything to him.
Ooh, another comic.
See how he reacts. Don't tell him it came from me.
Sure. I'll ask her these
I'll let you
questions later.
go.
See you later.
And you can actually come up to like any of these characters actually, and they'll tell you like multiple things, like multiple conversations without even saying anything.
Whoa, you look worried.
I look worried?
I know you're upset, but everything will be fine.
You do know that George is the cautious, capable one.
That doesn't mean something bad is going to happen to you.
True.
Don't use your logic voice on me if you're not going to use your logic.
Fine. You might get hurt. Bess?
Please go back to lying to me.
Honestly, whatever happens, I've got your back.
What are you talking about? We've never lied to you.
Goodbye.
Get out of here, you old so-and-so.
See something interesting?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Sunny.
Okay.
Pretend I'm talking to you about something, but I'm not.
Sure, we're talking about something else.
I just want to look at him. He's like one of those tall, beautiful things they have in Italy.
Not sure. Sculpture?
A barista.
Those aren't limited to Italy. Pretty much anyone who...
Yes, keep saying words.
Bess.
I can almost picture him with a puppy, and it's perfect.
Bess?
Shh.
Bess!
Bess, what? Yes, what?
Do you want to maybe put that sunny enthusiasm to work?
You know I do.
Okay, go see if you can pry any information out of him.
I'll bust out my feminine wiles.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I need you to look into everywhere we've seen Sunny before.
I'm on it.
Bye-bye.
Which is a lot.
Goodbye.
Okay, now we're going to be seeing almost everything that we know about Sunny in the next video. Yes, okay, perfect. I know we should have worked on the, Ooh, actually, you know what? That's actually a perfect way to end the video.
Hey, come over here.
No!
I'm so sorry about George.
Thanks.
You know what? F this. I'm not talking to her right now. Gosh dang it. Instead of girl interrupted, it's Kiri interrupted.
Looks like
Bye-bye.
she's going to be...
Shame. It's clearly obvious that I do not like Kiri. And it's not because... Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. It'll spoil things. Anyway, I feel like I am behind schedule only because I know what I need to be doing. So, as much as I really want to tell you everything about I normally do at the end of each video, I pretty much should be saying goodbye. I do want to mention one thing. All of Nancy Drew video games by Her Interactive are based off books from a book series of the same name, Nancy Drew. This particular game, Shattered Medallion, is based off a Nancy Drew super mystery called Real Fake. And oddly enough, it is not set in New Zealand, it is set in France. But because Her Interactive has already made a game in France, they do not want to repeat the country. They decided to choose somewhere else. And the show is completely different too. It's still reality TV, but it's a completely different way of the show. The reality TV show and the book was basically a murder mystery, which I'm glad they didn't use, because, oi, it's pretty frightening. Not to mention all the twists and turns and betrayals and lying and the cheating and all that crazy stuff that normally happens in reality TV. I don't like it, and I don't approve. I definitely don't approve of some of the things that happened in Big Brother this year. I am kind of considering of going on Big Brother next year, but I probably shouldn't. Anyway, I gotta get going, everyone. I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I hope I helped you at least a little bit. If not, I am not doing my job. And I will talk to you all in the next video, which will be Nancy Drew the Shattered Medallion Part 4. And on that note, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button that's beautiful gray, as well as the bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, rarely Fridays. And I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rascally Rabbit Fun World saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! I knew I was forgetting something. Link to a free copy of Real Fake is in the description box below. Check it out. You can actually borrow it for at least 2 weeks. This website is awesome.